Hello, I'm Nisha Mothra and welcome to Keys to Kismet. Our show features amazing individuals who have found their keys to Kismet. They have taken these keys and unlocked not only their own destinies, but have made a difference in the lives of others in unique ways. What a journey it's been for singer Falguni Shah. Born in Mumbai, Falu grew up singing since she was 2 years old. Who would have imagined she would find herself singing in front of the Obamas and the Prime Minister of India at the White House? In early 2015, Falu was named one of the top 20 most influential global Indian women in India's Economic Times. Falu, singing is in your genes. Yes. Your mother, your grandmother. Tell us about some of the memories you have of the early days of your singing when you were just a child.
Well, I started singing at 3 years old. My mom she discovered I may have a note here and there, so she's like, let's sing. And then she used to feed me one bite and then make me sing a scale. Sa re ga ma pa da ni sa ni da pa ma ga re sa, and then the second bite comes in. So she was very strict, but I'm so happy she was so strict. That's the reason I practiced 16 hours a day for almost 10 years. And then obviously I had great teachers.
But when you decided to actually pursue singing as a career, what was your father's reaction?
My father was not very happy. You know, everybody wants their children to be like, they have a secure job and all that. But eventually my father turned around and he's now really happy. So I'm glad.
I'm sure he must be very proud.
He's proud.
Music led Falu to her soulmate, her husband Gaurav. Speaking of the men in your life, tell us about your husband and what he means to you and your career.
Well, let's just start with saying there is no career without him, or there is no soul without him. So he's my soul, he's my soulmate, and he and I met through music. And we started a life together because we loved music. And even now in our household, if there's a fight, we just sing. Aww. And there's no fight. And it's just so cool. I'm so lucky to have a man who understands the potential and the importance of art and music in your life. Not only that, but he is also very well educated. So he's a doctor. So it balances both family life with his corporate job. And he's a male singer, lead singer of my band.
And I first remember seeing her passing through the hallway with a tanpura and like braids and things like that. And I just had a sense that, you know, there was going to be something there that we shared for a long time. So that's how we met, and then we met with Sat Sultan Khan Ji as well, and developed this whole additional love and yearning for Indian classical music over the years. Ali dam dam me andar, damadam mast kalandar, Ali dam dam me andar,
oh lal meri, oh lal meri. How did you decide to come to America and not turn to Bollywood and become a Bollywood singer?
You know, when I met Gaurav, I was very young and he was very young. So we fell in love. And at that age, you know, in your early 20s, you don't really know what life is. You just go with the flow and feelings. And somehow in him, I saw the connection. I would have never gotten anywhere else. So, and I think same with him, we'll see. But I think we just fell in love, and music kept us together, brought us together, and hopefully keeps us together.
And today we are in New York City. New York City is where the first spark in your career occurred.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about that.
We started, he was at Columbia doing his medical school there, so obviously I moved here. And we started together in Karishma. That was the band that he was the lead singer for before. He formed it, and then slowly we transitioned from Karishma because they were all professionals. They were doctors, lawyers, and architects and MBAs. They couldn't do this full time, so obviously I had to create another path. So I involved a lot of Karishma members from that band. So Shomu Chatterjee, the violinist, is from Karishma, and Gaurav Shah, my husband, is from Karishma. And now they're a big part of Falu. They actually define our sound, both of them. And we have an incredible band of musicians and really good group that believe in Indian classical music. So absolutely. That's very important for me. That's what I come from.
I just heard them, and you could feel that energy and that passion on stage. You guys were incredible.
Thank
Absolutely
you.
Incredible. Find out how the clouds inspire Falu after the break. Falu was on a roll with her music, and it was an interesting setting that inspired her first song, at a height of 35,000 feet. Now, there's one interesting thing I read about you on how you write your songs.
Yeah.
And how you wrote your first song,
Yes.
which we can say was at a height.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
I was, I didn't really thought I would ever write a song, but sometimes I'm kind of weird when I get angry. I write the most songs. So some kind of emotion has to trigger my songwriting. It could be anger, it could be kindness, it could be love. But I think I wrote Hey Baby. It's in the first album, Falu. It's available on iTunes. I wrote that in a plane ride from New York to LA. And I was really angry at something. I don't remember what it was. But then I felt like if I'm angry, rather than fighting, why not write a song? And that's how my entire songwriting career started. Wow. So now I don't get angry that much. So.
And you just hop on a plane when you want to write a song.
Flying definitely makes me creative.
Can you imagine performing at the White House for the President of the United States? You have collaborated, Falu, with some top singers in the industry, and I want to know what that moment was like when you performed with A.R. Rahman at the White House for President Obama at the state dinner. I just can't imagine what that feeling must have been like.
I think it was a dream come true because I never imagined me being in Bollywood because I was here. It was hard to even dream of doing something with Rahman. Just I think things fell in place and Rahman invited me to sing with him, and I think we both were on our vacation to Paris, and they booked our flights, and we were able to come back, and then I performed. And I think that moment of being on stage with A.R. Rahman and singing for the president, I felt like, really? Am I like? And I pinched myself to see if this is true, because they both are amazing people, not just amazing in what they do, but they're just amazing people. Obama afterwards came down and he was like, do you know how to make dal fry?
Oh,
and
really?
I'm like, I know how to make dal fry, yes. He's like, I want to eat. I'm like, all right, Mr. President, we'll see about that. But it was
Mr.
fun.
President, you must have been standing there thinking, is this really happening?
I know. I couldn't believe he likes dal fry, but apparently he does.
Well, I think it was an honor for you, but I think it was also an honor for him to have such a fabulous singer there.
I think I was lucky.
A lot of people have called you a trendsetter. The voice that combines classical music with even a little bit of American sound in it. Do you consider yourself a trendsetter?
I just try to do what comes from my heart. If it falls in the trendsetter element, sure. If it's just something I love to do, and I love to experiment and make those experiments experiential. So if that makes the audience feel I'm a trendsetter, sure, I'll take it.
तो हो गई जोगन रे तेरे प्यार में मैं तो हो गई जोगन रे तेरे प्यार में मेरे हमदम मेरे हमदम मेरे हमदम मेरे हमदम मेरे हमदम मेरे हमदम मैंने देख
Falu's album Forest Road features lyrics in 7 South Asian languages, a variety of musicians from around the world, and instruments ranging from the shanai to the dobro.
Tell us about your album Forest Road. It was up for a Grammy nomination. Fabulous album. Tell us a little bit about what the album is about.
Forest Road was something we went back. It was going back to roots. After doing the first album, all of us in the band felt like we have rich folk traditions, we have rich classical. We all grew up with all these sounds, listening in our bedrooms with our parents. Why don't we go and embrace our roots? So there was one effort to go back to India with some of the members of the band and record with those musicians from India. And we made the sound like that. And then here we brought it to America. We did the other strings and all that recordings here. Danny Bloom, who was the bass player, is the producer of that record. And he agreed to produce it. And I think it was a labor of love. And we were very true. We didn't try to do anything that we didn't know. There was no experiments there.
Right.
It was just, I love this song. It's Rangalo, for instance, the song that you heard today.
Right.
It's a garba, and it's, I think, 5,000 years old. Gaurav will tell you more about it. But that song has worked for 5,000 years, and we just wanted to bring it to the kids in America and see what this music is. It's your roots. Don't feel shy. Embrace them, because they are what gives you identity. So I wanted to create an identity for myself in America, so I made Forest Road.
Wow, that's so inspirational.
Thank you.
घूमर नखराली मोरी माँ.
As a child, I was influenced by a lot of styles of music, and I definitely created Forest Road because that was a way of paying homage back to where I come from. Forest Road is a new album which is based on Indian music. It's traditional music, it's classical, it's a beautiful style called Thumri, and it's some of our original music that we wrote as a band together. Forest Road is a red light district in Bombay where you can hear incredible music that's survived by these courtesans. I inherited that music from one of my teachers who was a disciple of a true courtesan, Siddheshwari Devi. There's a movie in Bollywood called Umrao Jaan, and Rekha plays the character of a courtesan, which is a perfect example of what this music is about: traditions, emotions, and lust. On the 3rd floor, you find this music still playing, whereas it's kind of getting extinct in a lot of other areas.
Falu uses the power of music to make a difference and transform the lives at a maximum security prison. More after the break. Falu's Unlikely School of Music is located along New York's famous Hudson River Valley, inside the famous maximum security prison, commonly known as Sing Sing. Falu helps the prisoners turn their destinies, or kismat, in a positive direction from violence to music.
You give so much back to the community, and that's one thing a lot of people don't know about you, that not only do you gift audiences with entertainment and powerful singing, but you give back, and I want our viewers to know exactly how you do that with the Sing Sing project. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I get very emotional when I talk about Sing Sing because it's a project sponsored through Carnegie Hall. And what they do is they make music available to places where it is not accessible. Sing Sing is a maximum security prison in upstate New York, and we as musicians go there and we help inmates who are qualified for the school program to write songs, and instead of pulling out a gun and doing a criminal thing, we ask them to write songs. So now when they are angry, they have an outlet. They don't pull up guns, but they write songs. So words and music can be so powerful to rehabilitate them and bring them back in society and welcome them as musicians, not as murderers.
All of a sudden, it just doesn't make sense to be as violent because communication has become a part of the culture here. And they carry that to the outside, so now maybe when they're in the street, instead of pulling out a gun, now they feel comfortable with another form of expression. And that's something I want to be part of for the rest of my life, even after I get out of here.
And do you think something like this could work even in schools where we have so much bullying? We have a lot of negative energy from students for various reasons.
Right.
Do you think music should be more highlighted in schools to help kids?
I think music is very therapeutic. So definitely if we can get more programs to even get the youth play instruments and write songs and do music, I think their energies will be channeled in a more positive way. So for sure, if I can do something to help, I'm always here.
What would you like to say to young singers out there who want to follow your footsteps, yet perhaps their mom or their dad are saying, you need to become a doctor, you need to become a scientist, and they don't have the guts to kind of move forward with a career in singing? What would you like to say to these young kids?
I should say follow your heart. You can never go wrong. That's what I did.
Falu juggles being a musician, entrepreneur, mentor to prisoners, and a mother.
And will we be seeing the singing passed on to the next generation, like your grandmother, your mother, you? How about your kids? Would you like them to follow?
I am actually, it will, obviously music is in our house, so my son is learning, but it's too soon to say what he's going to do. But yeah, as a mother, you always try. As my mom was strict, with this generation, you can't be that strict, but he's 4 years old, and I'm like, can you sing sa re ga ma pa da ni sa? And he tries. So we're trying.
And where are we going to see Falu 10 years from now? Where would you like to see yourself?
I'd like to see myself making amazing, groundbreaking music. And whatever that means, whatever it takes me, wherever it takes me, I'm very open, I'll follow my heart.
We can't wait to follow you while you follow your heart.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
मिट जाएगा बोलो सुबह शाम हरे कृष्णा हरे राम
Hare Krishna Hare Ram
हरे कृष्णा हरे राम
Hare Krishna Hare Ram
Has taken her music to unimaginable heights with global popularity. But more than that, she's making a difference in the lives of prisoners through the Sing Sing project, helping these prisoners turn their energy in a positive direction towards music instead of violence. I'm Nisha Mathur reminding you to grab those keys to Kismet and seize your destiny.